we felt like we needed something more to bring our cadets together with the staff, kind of like more, not one-on-one, but in smaller groups. And that's what CARE provides. It's a volunteer program with our staff. They have to be willing to take the time to spend with the cadets, and they can do this a couple of times a week, where they spend an hour with the cadets, or 30 minutes, depending on their schedules. So we get together, and we'll have maybe 4 to 5, maybe 6 cadets per CARE coach. And they just get a time together where they get to talk and to share stories. And if a kid's having a bad time, a hard time that week, that's the time for that cadet to bring it out in those sessions. And a lot of times it works out really well, because the other kids get to partake in those conversations, and they can actually hash out a lot of things with these kids during this time. But it brings kind of like a closeness too, because we have kids. I have kids that'll still call me and say, "Hey, CARE Mom," although I was their CARE coach. They'll say, "Hey, CARE Mom, how are you doing? How are things back at the academy?" And it'll be based just solely off of that relationship that we had during that time. So it really does help with retention with the smaller groups, because again, the kids can talk about things that they couldn't talk about otherwise, and they form relationships with not just the other kids, but now those different adults that don't pertain to their classes or their cadre. So it works out really well.